Samuel, thank you so much for joining us today. Are you there?
Yeah, good evening. Good evening. Good evening from Nigeria.
Good evening for you. Good afternoon for us. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Did you think that through social media, your music will take you to Canada one day?
Not really, but let me just say, when I started the journey, I knew it was kind of a unique content. So well, I was expecting something good, and I'm really glad it's in Canada today.
It is very unique, absolutely. Samuel, what is this passion towards Indian music, Indian culture? What is it about Indian music that you enjoy the most?
I'll just say the people like living in India was kind of an amazing experience, and getting to understand the people, getting to understand how much they loved me while I was there. So I mean that really fascinated me, and I just like finding myself getting lots of interest in the culture, the tradition, and every other thing Indian.
So tell our listeners about your India experience. Why did you go to India? Because I believe you went for studies. And how long ago was that?
Well, so basically everything like started in 2010, and my first trip to India was actually a medical one. So I had cancer in 2010, and I went for my cancer treatment. I had my chemotherapy and surgery in India. So in 2012, I returned to India for my education. So basically, I graduated from a university in India with a BTech degree.
And what? And you studied in Jaipur, I believe. So what was that experience
Yeah, I
like?
studied in
Being an outsider coming to India, what was that experience like? What did it teach you?
For me, it was kind of well, let me say at first it was kind of weird. I'll tell you why. Because in 2010, when I went to Jaipur, the place where I lived in was kind of an outskirts, and there were not so many people of my kind. Let me say Africans around there.
Hmm.
So I mean, it was kind of a new experience for many people. They wanted to talk to me. They often stare at me when I'm in public. So it was really kind of like weird and sweet and stuff. But I started making friends with them, and they got to know me. I got to explain about Africa to them, and everything was just like a sweet experience for me. And I just felt like coming back to India. So that was basically what prompted me to go back for my education.
So what was the first introduction to Indian music? Do you remember that? What was the first song that sort of clicked and you were like, this is it. I love this music.
Well, I'm trying to remember that song. It was there were a couple of songs I used to listen to during my treatment.
Yeah.
I think the first one was Kal Ho Na Ho,
Kal Ho Na Ho.
and
Yeah.
yeah, because the music was kind of like solemn, it was sad, and then I was going through a tough period, so yeah, I was able to connect to the music. And there is another song I can't really remember now, but I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. No worries at all. I want to hear a lot more about Indian music and your passion. So Lamborghini ਗਾਣਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੈਸੇ origignal ਤਾਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਹੋਣਾ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ Lamborghini ਦਾ Samuel Singh ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ version ਹੈ ਉਹ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹਾਂ। ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਬਾਤਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਿਲਸਿਲਾ Samuel ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਾਰੀ ਰੱਖਾਂਗੇ।
Lamborghini चलाई जानी हूँ Lamborghini चलाई जानी हूँ कानू भी छुट्टा दे दो कीते काले काले जाही जानी हूँ कानू भी छुट्टा दे दो कीते काले काले जाही जानी हूँ Moda town vici mare geheri Moda town vici mare geheri Kanu vi chuta de do Kite kale kale jahi jane ho Kanu vi chuta de do Kite kale kale jahi jane ho
Samuel, I can't even imagine trying to learn an African language. So for you to actually sing songs in a foreign language, that's quite amazing. So how long does it take for you to pick up a song, learn the words, and then sing it?
Well, it depends on the kind of song anyway. Like some songs are really short and some are quite long.
Hmm.
And then if the language is in Hindi, it's actually easier for me. If it's in any other language, and I have to take an extra, like, a few extra minutes. So let me say it takes anything from probably 30 minutes to 2 hours.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's quite impressive. So you have a knack for languages from the beginning, or is it just something that, you grew fond when you went to India, maybe?
I think it's because I went to India
Mm-hmm.
because I lived in a different region here in Nigeria for some time, and I never showed interest in learning the language.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment I got to Jaipur, I started learning Hindi because I wanted to start talking to people properly. So I think it's basically because it's India.
So what's the reaction when you speak to people in Hindi? What is their reaction usually?
Well, the reaction is either, I mean, it's the reactions are like always encouraging
Uh-huh.
because they say my Hindi sounds sweet.
It does sound
So,
very sweet. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I'm happy when they say it sounds sweet, but sometimes, I just hesitate to say something because I don't know if I'm saying the right thing anyway.
Okay, well, you have to say something to our listeners in Hindi.
All right, so मेरा नाम Samuel है, मैं नाइजीरिया से हूँ.
Wow, beautiful. That's amazing, Samuel. Samuel, when did you decide to change your name and become Singh, Samuel Singh?
So basically, when I wanted to start the channel, I thought about using different names,
Mm-hmm.
and then I wanted to use Samuel Singh as an Sing, and but I actually wanted something that my audience could like relate to because I targeted the Indian audience for my channel. So I realized, okay, fine, if I could make Singh,
Mm-hmm.
that makes more sense. So I decided to go with Samuel Singh.
So now we know that people all over the world, especially Indian people, are definitely very receptive to your music. They're enjoying watching your videos. But how about people from your hometown? What do they think about you taking on this sort of unique journey?
Well, I'll start with my mom. Initially, my mom was kind of skeptical,
Uh-huh.
and she thought I was actually crazy. And well, for my brothers, they were like, "Oh well." I mean, everybody just found it funny. Like they were not really sure about why I had to do this. But when I made the second content, which went viral. That was Lollipop Lagilu. It's a Bhojpuri cover. So when they found me on the news, they called me and they were like, "Wow, we're proud of you, Sam." So that was how it all continued, and they've given me their full support since then.
Wonderful. And what are some of your favorite Indian singers and artists?
To be honest with you, I don't have any favorite because
Okay.
they all make different kind of music and
Mm-hmm.
it's all different. But recently, I've been listening to Emiwe Bantai and Sidhu Musewala.
Sidhu Moosewala. I think everybody's listening to Sidhu Moosewala these days. Have you ever had an artist get in touch with you after watching their cover, maybe?
Well, let me say a couple of labels. Yeah, I've
Okay.
worked with a couple of labels. But I mean, usually labels don't like to like disclose what was said and what was done,
Of
so
course.
maybe I should just keep that. Yeah.
Why Bhojpuri? Because Bhojpuri is pretty unique. Is it because where you were studying, there were a lot of people that were speaking the language?
Exactly. My college in Jaipur basically had quite a lot of people from, you can say, Bihar and UP. So the first time I actually listened to Lollipop Lagin, which is a Bhojpuri song,
Mm-hmm.
it was actually introduced to me by an Indian from Chile.
Oh,
So
okay.
when I was in college, I used to do, rap music, like the Eminem kind of rap music and stuff. And then he told me and said, Samuel, if you really want to if you really want to catch the attention of the crowd, just make sure you start your music with "Lagawe Olujabule Pishtik, Hile Lai Hadistik." So I just went with the flow. I gave that intro
Uh-huh.
and I captured the attention of the audience before doing my rap music. So ever since then, I've been kind of fascinated into trying new things.
Wonderful. Now, with social media, it's sort of good and bad in a sense where you get a lot of love. You're also putting yourself out there for criticism as well. So there's people that are going to obviously say positive things. There are people that are going to say negative things. So how do you take the negative feedback?
Well, I mean, I mean, The best thing is that out of around say 2 or 3% negative comments, you have there about 97% positive comments. So I mean, I just like I actually read all the comments, and I don't let the negative ones actually capture me,
Wonderful.
because there are more positives to look at. So I actually go with the flow of the positive ones and not the negative ones.
That's a great way to look at it. Samuel, I do want to carry on chatting with you because I think I'm completely fascinated. If you don't mind holding the line, we're just going to have to take a commercial break and we'll be right back. ਇਸ ਵਕਤ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਲਾਈਨ ਤੇ ਨੇ ਨਾਈਜੀਰੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਕਲਾਕਾਰ ਸੈਮੂਅਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੜ੍ਹੇ ਕੁਝ ਸਾਲ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਗੁਜ਼ਾਰੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹ ਗਏ ਤਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੁਹੱਬਤ ਹੋਈ ਇੰਡੀਅਨ ਸੰਗੀਤ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਔਰ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਕਲਚਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੋ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਲੈਂਗੁਏਜ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਹਿੰਦੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗਾਣੇ ਗਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਭੋਜਪੁਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗਾਣੇ ਗਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਔਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਗਾਣਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਮਿਲ ਰਿਹਾ YouTube ਉੱਤੇ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਉੱਤੇ Samuel, with the current climate, you know what people are hating on each other for each other's differences. To spread the word, just the positivity, the love, the music, it's quite amazing. And what are you hoping to achieve in the long run?
Well, on the long run, I'm just like, actually trying to for example, when I was in India, I had a couple of African friends, and everyone has their own part of the story. For some, or let me say for many, it's actually a good experience, and for quite a very few number of them, they have other experiences. So I'm actually just trying to bring everybody together to let them know we are just one people, and with music, I think I can achieve that.
It's, I'm completely really blown away by the fact that music actually helped you heal, not just physically, but emotionally as well. When you're going through the toughest time in your life, you're going through cancer treatment, and music is what actually comforted you. Tell me about that.
What happens is in my own situation, let me say, like during my treatment, I was actually able to recover just in time. So while taking the chemotherapy and all the things, I'll just stay on my bed, looking at other patients, looking at their struggles, looking at things that happen in the world every day, like somebody passes and somebody comes in and stuff. So all those things, I just try to listen to music, just try to take my mind away from what tomorrow could be like. So so let me just say, during my toughest time, music kept me going.
That's wonderful. What are some of the biggest similarities between your culture, African culture, and Indian culture, and what are the biggest differences? Similarities and differences.
Well, similarities, I would say a lot. Let me say both countries are quite religious, and let me say they believe in superstitions.
Very superstitious.
And, they're quite superstitious, both of them.
Yes.
Then I think when it comes to respect, I think it's quite the same. Yeah, respect.
Respect is a big thing, isn't it? Are you planning on going back to India anytime soon?
Yeah. I mean, my last time in India was 2018, and I always went to India, whether it's for a visit or for some official work. So yes, I always love to.
So you have friends in India still?
Pardon?
You have friends in India?
Yeah, I have a lot of friends in India. I have more friends in India than I do in Nigeria.
Oh, you do? Incredible.
Yeah.
I love how small the world has become. That's the best part, I think, about social media. And I'm so glad if it wasn't for social media, we wouldn't have, come across each other. So thank you so much for joining us, talking about your music, inspiring everybody. In the end, any message you would like to give our listeners?
Well, I would like to say thank you to everyone that has been supporting me. I want to say thank you to my producer, TFI. I want to say thank you to my co-artist, T-Ben. These guys have made it possible for me to be able to, get these things going. I also want to thank everyone in Canada who has, been listening to the show. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate your blessings. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure talking to you, Samuel.